Welcome to Tarot Tuesday for the week of April 7th. This is for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising. Take what resonates, and if this reading doesn't speak to you, go check out your other two signs videos for deeper messages. So Aries, in your season, we are also meeting your season with a stellium this week, a true stellium. You've had a stellium with outer planets in Aries, but it's truly when we have the inner six planets in Aries is when we truly have a stellium. So we are getting Mars, your ruling planet, in Aries on the 9th. And then the next day that we meet, we are going to have Mercury moving into Aries as well. So you have this opportunity to really harness that Aries energy of taking action. The hope is that you do it with intention and not just blind reaction. Yeah. So Aries, that is the energy of the moment. And to meet it, we're going to use the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck just to see how naturally we can get to that energy. So let's see. Hi, buddy, you're okay. Hummingbird. You have hummingbird. So hummingbird is an energy that is swift, like we're talking about with Aries season. There's a lot of swift action happening. This is at least saying that, it is in your naturalness, Aries, to move like this. So you are the hummingbird this week. You are moving with swift action and intention. What I think is the sweetest moments that I've ever had with the hummingbird is when you actually do finally see these little guys resting on a branch or a wire. But normally when people meet a hummingbird, they're such quick interactions. They generally come into the flower, boom, they eat and they leave. It's very fast. It's a very fast interaction. So Aries, really being able to catch a fleeting moment, that is your power. But like we said, with the energy of right now, there is a lot of brash, a lot of blind action also happening. People just reacting in the moment. And Aries, we want to stay in hummingbird's grace versus, basically attacking things. Yeah. That's where we're at. Because you also have turtle, and so very opposite of hummingbird energy. And that might be the tension that you are feeling in yourself, is that you want to just take things at this pace, and neither pace is wrong. These animals are moving at the speed that their bodies will allow them. So Aries, also with the turtle, the turtle has like his whole house on his back, and that's kind of how I can see this moving, where if you are, say, if you're burning the midnight oil at your jobs, this is just saying that remember to be prepared wherever you go. So say you are going to pull an overnighter or something, remember to bring things that you need to rest, to be comfortable in that space. Maybe bringing like comfier clothes if you're just going to be lounging overnight, having all the proper foods and drinks that you need for the space. Stay hydrated. Aries, this is saying to also be prepared. If you are going to be going off into spaces, charging, just have everything that you need. Have a go bag in your car for whatever you're doing this week. Because yeah, to marry the two energies is what it looks like. We have lizard. The lizard is, and so all of these cards have elements, so at least you have balance, and the lizard is the only one that is also in the fire element in this deck. Lizard being, lizards need the sun to recharge. When it gets too cool, you'll see them sunning themselves out on a rock to absorb as much sun as they can. And so Aries, that might be what you also need to do, is remember to recharge. And you are a fire sign, so yeah, it could be going out, getting some sun here and there periodically. But the lizard is also, especially, I don't even think that this is a chameleon, but in this deck, it is showing that adaptability to the environment of a lizard. So lizards will, I mean, at least that one, chameleons will like change the color of their skin to match the environment, to hide in the environment. But when you look at desert lizards, they just match the color of the ground, so they do that anyways. So for you Aries, being able to just kind of blend into the background might be something that helps you out this week, versus being that in everybody's face energy. The hummingbird, even none of the animals in this reading are very aggressive. They're either very ground level animals or a bird that literally just comes in and leaves. So Aries, this is talking about being adaptable, being able to move at your pace, and being prepared. That is your week through the animals this week. But now I'm going to pull a card from the Land Sky Oracle deck. This is a deck by a yoga teacher. And so all of her cards are very, yoga focused. And this is just to pull in a moving meditation for us in Aries season. Yoga is nice because for people who can't just sit for hours a day and meditate, yoga is a good way to move your body, and it's technically preparation for meditation. Yeah, so let's see what we got going on for Aries. Oh my god, I can't pronounce this. Okay, so this pranayama is basically breath work. So Anolam, Violam, Pranayama. Probably not saying that right, that's okay. Anyways, it talks about the Kundalini rising. This is a physical representation of that serpent that's coiled at the base of your spine. And the point of Kundalini rising is getting that energy to connect to all of the chakras, all the way up your spine. And in yoga, we actually practice that. We all have the chakras, but don't get too lost in the meaning of all these chakras. The point is to just make sure that everything is balanced and connected. With this breath, it's actually balancing the two hemispheres of the brain. And so the way that this one is described here is that you'll take your left palm relaxed onto your knee, and then you're going to take the index finger and middle finger, and you're going to point it at your third eye. But so this isn't the way that I do this pose, but that's okay. So you take it here, and this is the alternate nostril breathing. So you're going to take your index and middle finger, and so you use the thumb to plug the right nostril, the ring and the pinky to cover the left, and you're just going to hold it. And then you actually exhale and inhale from one nostril 3 times. And then you'll go into alternate nostril, which is inhale through one, plug that, and then exhale through the other. And then you're going to inhale through the other, plug that, exhale, and you're going to do that 3 times as well. So doing that is seeing where you are balanced in either hemisphere of your brain. You got to blow your nose if you're clogged in any way, and naturally the nose, like the favored nostril, switches every few hours or so. So it's just asking you, Aries, where are you needing to find balance? Left and right hemisphere is creativity versus logic, it's receptive versus active, it's a different way of viewing the world. So are we being too active or too receptive? You, with hummingbird and turtle, is showing you where those two polarities pull. But with lizard is that kind of middle ground. At least that's what I think it is for you this week. But Aries, that is your energy for this week. I hope that this helps. I do hope that you do find the balance of, we don't have to be gung-ho all the time, because we can't burn out. Even as an Aries, a fire sign, you need to refuel as well. So Aries, I do hope you get that refuel, and I'll see you next week. Bye.